Can you say your name and talk about what you do for work?
My name is Nathan Kaler. I'm the digital marketing producer and social media manager here at Bandon Dunes Golf Resort. My job is to, I help with the whole digital marketing of the resort, the public image of the resort, and me and the team, we're just in charge of just getting the message out there about our resort here on the Southern Oregon coast. I manage the social media channels for the resort. We do a lot of Instagram. We have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Just started a TikTok channel. I produce all of the photos, the video for the resort. So I'm always out with the camera, out with the drone, just capturing the beauty of the coast. I'm just fortunate to get to do what I do in such a beautiful area and close to where I grew up. I grew up 30 minutes away from here in North Bend, and I still live in my hometown. Came back here after going to college, and I'm fortunate enough to have this opportunity in the area that I grew up in.
What was your upbringing like?
Absolutely, yeah. So growing up in North Bend, it's a smaller town on the coast, and it's kind of it's the thing, you're in high school, everybody's saying, oh, they're gonna go and they're never gonna come back. They're gonna move to a city and they're off to better things. And I fell into the same mindset. I wanted to move to Portland. I love the city and I wanted to live the city life. And I went to Portland and I loved it. There's so much great stuff about it, but ultimately started thinking about all the things that I love about where I live, about the small town and about the people that I know here. And I married my girlfriend at the time, and she's from North Bend as well. So we both grew up in the same hometown, and we wanted to come back and be where our families still are, and also to raise our future family in the same towns that we grew up in. So still being able to be here and raising our kids here where we grew up is incredible.
What was high school like for you?
I mean, I loved high school. Growing up in a smaller town, you know everybody in school, and it was just a great experience. And so growing up at a young age, early on in high school, maybe late in middle school, I started just getting really passionate about photography. Actually, I got a camera. I remember, not to date myself too much here, but I started with a film camera, and around that time it was getting more and more popular to have a digital camera, and I got my first high-end digital camera, and I started just taking pictures of everything. It was quickly my passion, and I actually started selling some stock photography online. I remember I was a freshman in high school and started selling some stock photography and started actually getting, a little bit of money, a little bit of spending money just from selling my photos online. And I realized this could actually be a career. And I kept it as a passion for a long time. I didn't think of it as something that I could actually make a career with. I wanted to go the traditional route with, being a doctor or a lawyer, or something that sometimes people people label as being successful or not successful. So I wanted to, and that ultimately led me to, maybe wanting to go down the road of finance or business. And it wasn't until later in my life that I thought of it as actually a viable career, and look where I am. So
how did you find your career?
Yeah, I guess first to go back a little bit, in college I had a little bit of that internal battle as well. I started college as a advertising major. I was studying advertising, and then I wanted to get more creative, and I switched over to the graphic design school and started studying graphic design. And I realized that these things could be combined. There's no reason to just even though the creative part of it is my passion, why hold myself to just the creative side? So I went back to the business school in finance, and I studied my passions on the side with photography and the arts. So that was always kind of an internal battle for myself. But when I finished school and went into finance, what I found myself doing is I started working with financial advisors, working in financial services, and I became a financial advisor myself, got all the licenses I needed, and really just dove headfirst into it. But I found myself helping the other advisors a lot and the firms that I worked for in the marketing realm. So I was doing social media, I was doing websites, I was doing photography and email marketing and all of these marketing, and mostly digital marketing for these firms. And I realized, gosh, I mean, this is the part of my job that I love most. I mean, I love finance. I love getting to work with clients. I love getting to better their lives. And I loved, everything about investments and finance. But ultimately, I found that these little moments of my day where I was focused solely on marketing, those were the brightest moments of my day, and it was my passion. So I took the leap over to fully to marketing, and to land here at Bandon Dunes was just a dream. I mean, the first time as an employee coming onto the resort and just being surrounded by people who are just loving sports and loving the outdoors was just a huge refreshing moment. Just surrounded by people who are active and loving life. So, just as an athlete for all of my life, it's just, when you're marketing something that you truly care for, and it's a message that you truly care about, is just the most meaningful thing you can have in a career, something that you love every day.
What is the community where you work like?
Sure. So Bandon Dunes Golf Resort is on the southern coast of Oregon. It's a little north of the town of Bandon, south of North Bend, where I live. And it's a 30-minute drive out here, but it's a beautiful drive. Just driving through the forest every day, and I couldn't be luckier with that commute. Bandon Dunes is frequently rated the number one golf resort in America, sometimes the world. We were just ranked number one golf resort in the world by one publication, and we have five 18-hole golf courses and one 13-hole par 3 course. So basically all of our 5 18-hole courses are voted. Our five 18-hole courses are ranked in the top 20 generally courses in the country or in the world, and people come from all over. You'll see groups of friends travel across the country just to come here and spend a week golfing, and that's all they do. They come here and they just be happy and eat delicious food and just golf all day. They just literally golf all day, and they love every second of it, and they're so passionate about it. So that's something that we do. Something that we think about in marketing is, people love this resort and they love the destination, and we just want to tell the story of, just bring back memories and the emotions that people have when they're here. And we don't feel like we need to try to convince them. We just want to bring out the joy that it brings when they see it in person. But yeah, we just want to show it authentically, as accurately as possible when you come here in person and you step out on the course.
What does your average day look like?
Yeah, there's no average day to my job. It varies. It varies so much. That's what I love about it. One day we could be brainstorming on our next email campaign, or maybe, what direction are we taking our commercials this year, or just our marketing in general. Some days we could be working on our website, we just had a major redesign of our website, and what direction are we taking that? What journeys do we want to take our guests down when they visit our website, or when they receive our emails? Some days I could be just working solely on social media, building out social media posts, interacting with people on Instagram or Twitter. I could be out on the course filming something with my phone, with my camera, taking the drone out. Maybe it's going to be a beautiful sunset this evening and we need something for a new TV commercial or social media content. I could be staying here late and taking my drone out onto the course after everybody's gone, and getting some beautiful sunset with the golf course. And it really, let's see, I'm trying to think of, so the average day, I would say, would be, if I had to say an average day, it would be, getting here, and once I get to the office, my first thing would be checking some emails. No matter what you do, even if you work in a creative field, there are emails that pile up. Everybody gets emails, and even me in a creative field, there are emails that pile up. So first off, just checking those off the list, getting back to people when they need you. Second is monitoring social media. We have so many social media channels, and with so many followers, there are always comments and messages and replies and people tagging you, and it's important to stay on top of that. People expect to hear back from you, and I feel like it's our duty to at least as much as we can get back to the community and connect with them. So then it's working with even though we have a smaller team of 3 people in the marketing department, we communicate a lot. So we huddle up and discuss what we're all working on, and what else needs to be worked on. So we'll have those discussions, and then from there it's tackling whatever I have on my to-do list, whether it's creating new social media content, or capturing it, or building out social media posts. Helping out other departments with maybe their retail content, and then being even though my main focus is the photography and the social media and the videography for marketing the resort, there are other things that come up. So for example, our retail team might need help photographing some of their products for advertisements or for marketing on our social media, as well as our lodging rooms. They might need photos for something or some other service here on the resort. So there's always, we're always helping out people in other ways that we can. And then generally it's, I try to get outside, one part of the day if possible, to tell some story on the resort, or to get photos of something, hopefully getting out on the course with the drone and capturing some content. So it varies. And then we have monthly duties too. Monthly we're reporting on analytics, reporting on our website stats, our website traffic, our email sends, and whatever else we've done through the month. So it's important to keep everybody else at the resort and the management and everybody else aware of what you're doing, and that's usually done by reporting on stats and analytics. So that's a big part of it, and not always is fun, but it's just as important.
How would you describe your career journey?
My career journey was creative. It was not how I expected it. I've always pictured myself as, this is my path, and it's a straight path. I know exactly where I'm going, and there were moments where I felt that way, and then there were moments where it's like, oh my gosh, this is just it's a zigzag. But usually, when it comes to your career, a zigzag is fine because, I mean, for me, I went to school thinking, oh, I'm gonna do this. I started my career thinking, okay, I'm set. Maybe I got my financial licenses. I got what I needed. I'm on the right path, and I'm never looking back. And then, then you realize, like, there's not too much harm in rethinking that sometimes. And in my case, I thought about it, and it's, what am I passionate about, and what do I want to do? And I really enjoyed what I was doing. I loved it in finance, but ultimately, it's okay to just think about what truly makes you happy. And I believe if you're passionate about something and you truly work hard at it, you can do whatever it is for a career if you truly are passionate about it. So, it wasn't the route that I had thought I would take, but I wouldn't have changed a thing, because, even those stages of my life, the stages of my career that didn't necessarily get me to where I need to be now, they all influenced who I am as a person and who I am as an employee, and they've influenced my career now. Heck, I feel like for a social media manager, my Excel spreadsheets are worlds beyond, I think, what people would expect. So, when it comes to, if there's a calculation that needs to be done in the office, I'm the first one to to jump on that, or an Excel spreadsheet, or a graph. I love my graphs and charts. And so, even if there's a stage of your life that is that you might not think of as a conventional stepping stone to where you need to go, it's always getting you where you need to go. So just even if it's just a creative path.